Got a monster inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me. A road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the sword. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more, freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Disabled Team, and welcome to your Extra Time show. How are you doing, Manly?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm all right. Looking forward to tomorrow.
Good man, and how are you, TD5?
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, but yeah, I'm doing all right.
Good man, good man. Avinda left his messages 4:05, so it's just saying good evening to everybody, like he always does. You know, football is going to be this weekend. Hi, Mally and Kieran. Kieran ain't on yet, but like I says, enjoying the show and he loves talking about football. I am going to sleep now, night. Oh, yeah, he said that we're going to go to sleep.
He's a Man City fan, Tom.
He's looking. He's well up for this game tomorrow. He thinks it's going to be.
Sorry.
He thinks it's going to be an easy game tomorrow.
It might be.
What about you, Tom?
Might well be.
Yeah. Depends what Sam Allardyce does. I mean, we know what he's going to do. He's going to play really defensive, isn't he?
Yeah, of course he is.
So, I think we'll still lose tomorrow, but I don't think it'll be as much as if we still had Gracia.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Do you think Gracia? Do you think he needed to go, Mally? Do you think Gracia needed to go?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah.
What about you, T5?
100%, he had to go.
Don't like to see anybody lose the job, but the club's more important.
Yeah.
How many's in?
2-1 lead. Now down to 40-1. Everyone is getting on it.
Wow. Did you get it at 100-1?
She did.
She got it at 100-1?
Yeah.
Wow. Hope it comes in for you.
Even 40-1 would be nice, though, wouldn't it, Lee?
40-1's all right, but 100-1's better.
Put a tenner on it at 100-1, it's £1,000 back, isn't it?
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah,
she got 100-1. Excellent.
Is Dallas back for tomorrow?
No.
Dallas won't be back till next season. I don't think he'll be back anytime soon.
Dallas, Cooper, Sinistera, and Adams are all out.
I didn't watch the press conference, but I saw that he said some people, but I didn't realise that because Dallas was with the squad against Bournemouth, wasn't he? But I guess that was kind of just to be a cheerleader.
Yeah, maybe. No, he's out. But I think there's been a few under 21s training as well with first team. Charlie Allen,
apparently
Mattia Joseph, Perkins.
Apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently we've signed a teenager from the Aberdeen Academy?
16-year-old.
Josh, I think what's his name?
Yeah,
Josh McDonald, something like that.
150 grand.
Yeah.
Wow, she stuck 20 quid on it. Oh, 2,000 if it comes in.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice.
She'll be in local papers.
Yeah, that's almost as big as bloody let's be title.
That'd be brilliant if it came in.
Nice, would be nice.
Hey up, Lee. Get your sit on here, buddy.
Oh, he's there. Look, bless him.
Do you guys think we could? Do you think Big Sam could give us? I know it's going to be difficult against Man City, but just think he maybe could give us the players a lift that we needed.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Because if we got a 0-0 draw, if we get battered the whole game, like they dominate everything, but we get a 0-0 draw from that game, that'd be really good. I think.
Yeah, it'd be massive.
It'd be brilliant because then we could go into Newcastle at home and that's going to be difficult as well. But if you get a draw against Man City, then what can you do against Newcastle? You know?
Yeah. Did you watch? Have you not watched the training? Have you not watched the training video?
Yeah, I have. I watched it the other day, yesterday.
So you can see they were all laughs and those smiles and
yeah.
Hey, Pinky.
Hi, Pinky.
You know, that's what we need. We need them to smile. We do. Really do need them to smile. We do need them to smile.
Should be good. Looking forward to it. See what they're like when they get off at Team Bus tomorrow. See what they're like. If they're interacting with fans or just walking past them.
Yeah,
that video was a
forecast them this time. They didn't do it this time.
That video was a disgrace.
Yeah, but did you hear Sam Allardyce talking about it?
No, I didn't. What did he say?
He got asked about it, so he says, "You mean the edited one? You mean the one that wasn't shown properly? You mean the one that were edited?" He really,
but to be fair,
and it would I.
Well, yeah, because there was a few players and Garcia as well. He did, go up to the boy.
The family,
and the dad. I heard
really surprised.
The dad said, "Oh, we were not disappointed or something," because a lot of the players came up to them. So.
Yeah. I said to you, Stuart, last week that video was bang out of order.
Yeah, the only thing like though was what can't be edited is would it strike the walks around the post to avoid that. The only bit I didn't like about that video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he should have done that. Made it look clear. He made it look even. He made it look worse by doing that. He shouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
He deliberately walked behind a pillar to get out, so we didn't have to see anyone. Which is. I understand it. Well, now with this video, I'm assuming it was after the game had finished.
No, it was before the game.
No, before.
Right.
They were coming out of hotel to get on coach. But the person who did the video should have done the whole video, not just.
Yeah, I think so.
Pick and choose.
But did you see the bodyguard as well? He was standing in front of the board.
Yeah, security. Yeah. Hey up, geezer.
Good day, boys. Hey, Tom, Shuey, Mally. Oh, yeah.
You sleep well?
I did. I slept very well. I was up at 5:30 this morning in the shower.
Yeah.
Only
seems 5 minutes since we were talking.
I know, didn't it? I'll just carry on the chat from where we were. Yeah. Anything changed?
No, we're just gonna get Tom's input on what he thinks. See what Tom thinks at Sam Allardyce's appointment.
All right. Yeah.
We haven't heard out yet from Tom.
Yeah. I think it's a decent appointment. With 4 games to go, and you need to stay up. Sam Allardyce has got a history of keeping teams up, but the thing is, when he's kept teams up, he's had more than 4 games. So that is the worry for me. But I'm more confident with Allardyce than I was with Garcia.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair enough.
Agree. Do you think he'll keep us up?
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, I do as well.
Got confidence.
What's that, Kieran?
I like to hear the confidence you're used to now. You've gone from totally dejected and we're getting relegated to, I think he might keep us up. That's brilliant. That's what he's done, if nothing else. He's give hope to the fans, isn't he? And I think that's all over, it seems like, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I think everyone was on a downer with Garcia, and now there's hope. And can only be a good thing. Good thing for the crowd, good thing for the players. I think the players will think the same.
Yeah.
I think he will instill that belief. Whatever they do is, it's a shame that he didn't have that Bournemouth and Leicester game. Because I definitely think he would have got a win out of one of them, without a doubt. He would have got, especially that Leicester game, I think he would have got the win.
Yeah.
And that couple of points could be all the difference, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Before you came on, Harmony were just saying that Leeds to win 2-1 is down to 40 to 1.
All right, from 100 to 40.
She put 20 quid on it and got 100 to 1.
There's confidence for you. Well,
Yeah.
that's great. I hope that comes in harmony, mate. I hope you get that. That'd be lovely. Wouldn't that be lovely? Imagine 3 points and $2,000 in your pocket, Harmony. They should be down the King's Road tomorrow, mate, celebrating. Down the King's Road, spugging it up.
Yeah.
Lovely.
For Leeds, right, normally on Bet365, it's home team draw, win, away team. Leeds are 14 to 1 to win the game. Don't matter what score it is. 14 to 1 on a 2-horse race.
How many? 14.
14 to 1, yeah.
14 to 1.
Yeah, when I mind giving a prediction of score.
Right.
They're big odds. They are big odds for the 2-horse race.
No, I don't think they are. Not when you look at Man City and you look at Leeds United. It should be 25 to 1 at least.
Yeah, it would be a small miracle to win that game. It really would, from where you are and what you're playing like. Sam Allardyce or not. I mean, if you brought Klopp in or anyone for that game, they'd struggle with that team to get a win.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. But you never know on the day. Football's a strange old game. I don't believe Man City will lose at the Etihad to anyone this season. I don't think they're going to lose a game between now and the end of the season. I think they'll win. They might draw one.
I still think they'll have one eye on Tuesday.
They will, but they can afford to at Leeds. They believe they can afford to at Leeds. You know, they can afford to rest a couple, rotate a bit. So I don't think they'll see that as an issue, Man City. They've still got the players on the bench to do a job.
Mm-hmm.
If you go on the Premier League website, the 3rd of May 2023. So this must have been just before he got offered Leeds job. Allardyce, I'm just as good as Guardiola, Pep, and Arteta. That's what he said.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. In football knowledge.
Yeah,
says,
in football knowledge.
You'll put it into perspective. He didn't say he was good a manager, but he said in football knowledge is as good as him. And I totally agree.
I'm just as good as Pep Guardiola, Klopp, and Arteta. I didn't say a manager.
They'll quote what they want. They'll take pieces out what they want.
Yeah, that's what the media do. They do it for headlines.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. But look, I'm gonna get behind him. I said, you know, I'll back whatever manager's in the dugout at the time. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that we're gonna beat Man City. I can't do it because Man City are just the best team in country.
Yeah,
it don't mean they're unbeatable.
I'm not saying that no team's unbeatable, but they are the best team in country. They're up there. They're shooting Europe and are challenging for Premier League for a reason, because they're good.
Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are.
Yeah, and just harping on when he said that about Arteta and Pep Guardiola, he was just getting a stir out of them journalists. I watched that press conference, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
No,
and he even said after that, he said, "I've already given you the headline for tomorrow, haven't I?"
Yeah.
To them journalists. So he knew what he was doing. He was getting a stir out of them. He hit the papers with that, that claim, but it was tongue in cheek more than anything. But he was talking about his knowledge of the game.
Yeah,
is as good as anybody's. Whether he's had the players and put it on the park is another.
It is just because he doesn't use these fancy words like that modern managers do right now. It's not. It's not. It doesn't mean he's not as good football knowledge just because he doesn't use these fancy words that modern managers use. It doesn't make him any less knowledgeable.
Well, they asked Guardiola, and Guardiola agreed. Totally agreed.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna say. Not gonna.
It's not gonna. You keep breaking up. You keep breaking up, Stu.
Can everyone else hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you just break up then. I did hear that.
Right, let's have a look, see what this might. Right, Charlie, do me a favour. Tell everybody why you don't think it's a good appointment.
Oh, we're going straight there. Okay.
Not like a bit of pressure, Charlie.
Oh, look, it's fine. Okay, there's a couple of reasons. The first one I would say is that I would have reservations about believing Sam Allardyce would be there for only 4 games, whether you went down or whether you stayed up. And I think him as a long-term manager is just a bad shout at this stage. But I think the other one is that it's difficult because obviously Leeds running is quite difficult, but I think it's the opposite of what I would have done. And this is what I would have done. And I think that's maybe where I'm coming at it from a little bit incorrectly. But realistically, I see Leeds' strength as their attacking side of their game. I think you look at the players that Leeds have, and I think you look at the ability they have, and that's clearly where Leeds' strengths are. It's not in the defensive side. I think that's clear for all to see. Going for a manager who's actively going to blunt that attack when trying to get into any points out the rest of the season feels like a risky move. I don't know. It seems like a bad idea to me. He's someone who sucks the joy in life.
Absolutely.
And also hella like blunts your attack in a massive, massive way. And I don't know if going for that kind of I don't know if blunting your attack is the right thing to do at this stage of the season. It feels like you should be trying to emphasize your positive points as opposed to hiding them somewhat, which is what Allardyce would do.
From what I can gather, from what he said was he just expects the attack to help out in defence and not just wander around on halfway line.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's too much to ask.
Neither do I, but I also think neither do I. I don't think that's a fair thing to say. I'd say this as well, just in general, for however long he's here, just take everything he says with a truckload of salt. My man is just a wild guy to say things. I mean, obviously, I know you were just talking about his claims that he knew as much about football as everyone else. And this is the guy who obviously, when he was at West Ham, claimed that if he had a different name, he'd be managing Real Madrid. So he's a bit of a wild card when it comes to that sort of stuff. But I don't necessarily disagree with him. I think obviously hard work is. I mean, that's but ultimately what it comes to, right? Hard work and off the ball stuff is the cornerstone of everything. You can't just get away with. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, there's all these conversations. I always see these conversations about, Lionel Messi would never work in the Premier League because he doesn't work hard enough and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, well, but the hard work is everyone. Every league needs hard work. Football is all about that sort of stuff. So I think he's 100% correct. The problem is transitioning up the field it's about effectively transitioning out of defense to attack. That's what West Ham have had a massive problem with this year, right? You look at getting the ball forward, and if we don't have Mikel Antonio, who is the only guy who can effectively do that in our team, then you're into a big trouble. I look at Leeds, and that's where my concern comes in. If he's asking the forward players to come back and defend, that makes sense. That's a necessary thing. Can you effectively get back out of that again? I would hesitate. He's got a massive uphill struggle in his hands to try and turn that team into something.
Persever's wingers, I think we stand a chance. I don't think we're necessarily going to have to hit it to Bamford every time.
I think the wingers. I agree with you. I think you've got fast enough attacking players to make that side of it work. But it's that out ball. Where does that come? And I'm not sure. I don't know where it comes from. Right? I mean, Bamford. That's not really his game. Rodrigo, it's definitely not his game. I don't know. I don't know where that attacking side of it was going to come from. That's my big concern with him, really.
Come from midfield, I would imagine. Like a rocker.
And with those players, who are those players going to be able to hit? Because it is going to be hitting.
Well, it'd have to be wingers. It'd have to be, like I say, it'd have to be Nonso and Somerville.
But then if they're coming back and defending, they're not in an advanced position to receive those balls. and you effectively hem yourself in.
Yeah,
Do you know
but
what I mean?
would-
That's kind of my concern with him and Leeds. Is I think from his point of view, it makes sense because I think Leeds have so many good points. Like the Leeds' squad have so many exciting players. Like you say, like Nonto Summerfield. There's so many players. When we faced them a couple of like a month back, whenever it was, you just point at them and go, "Look at him! Look at him! He's all these exciting players." And for him, if he can get the defensive side of it working, survive, and stay there for longer, which again I believe he would want to do, he's in such a good position to do something with it. It's just about can he make that work? And I would imagine really hesitant about it.
I would imagine in possession, he will expect the wingers to move forward.
Sure, but if the
It's just out of possession that he wants them to drop back.
Yeah,
and help out the midfield, and the midfield to drop back and help the defence.
I think the City game will be a hard one to judge him by because you know when you try to transition against City, they hunt you down in packs. Yeah. It's hard to keep the ball with them. They just come from everywhere and hunt you down, and that's hard to do that transition. But I think with Allardyce here, in his mind, 4-0 is a job done.
Yeah,
that's what he did. Forget the attack. He'd rather put 11 men defending and try and get a 0-0 every time. That's what's in his mind. And if he can break and nick a goal, that's it. He's very, very similar to Moyes. You know? He's got great knowledge of football, and he's got great knowledge of trying to get a 0-0. And I did quote to you, Stu, last night, Charlie, about that Chelsea game where he set up like that, Allardyce, and got the 0-0 against Mourinho, and Mourinho was calling it like 18th century football or whatever, you know. But Allardyce, I've never seen a bigger smile on his face to go and get a 0-0, play dire football, horrible negative football, but he got a point, and he's delighted.
He started laughing in the press conference about it. Jose Mourinho was complaining about it, saying it was 19th century football, and said you need to get a Black and Decker to break him down. And then Allardyce got asked about it in the press conference. He started openly laughing and said the word, "I've out-tacticked him." This is the part of Allardyce I love. Sam Allardyce, I love him because he is a massive troll. Like, oh my God, that guy, if you want someone to wind someone up, he is so good at it. He's incredible. Like, everyone's seen the GIF, I'm assuming, that's gone around this week again from when we were facing Swansea. And Chico Flores goes down sort of diving, and he's just standing on the sidelines laughing. And then when the Swansea player squared up to him, he started laughing louder. It's like, if you want someone to wind someone, he's beautiful. Like, he's very good at it. I think 4-0 is obviously the ideal situation. And let's be real, 4 draws is enough to stay in the Premier League comfortably, I think. Maybe not comfortably, but I think it would be enough to stay in the Premier League. Yeah. The City game's obviously difficult. I don't think you can judge him off it. The problem is at that stage you've got Newcastle, us, and Spurs. Spurs your last game?
Yeah, tough games. Really tough.
Against us, I think you could get a 0-0 very easily, but I don't know about the other two.
That's at Ellen Road, so I think the crowd, hopefully the crowd will be up for that.
Kieran, that's what I wanted to say actually. You know when you said about we get 0-0 and then maybe we can get a goal on the break. The problem I think we have is I don't think we're clinical. Are we clinical enough to do that? Because we need so many chances to score 1 goal. Yeah. So are we clinical enough to just sit back the whole game and then get 1 chance and score it? I don't think we can.
That's what.
No, you haven't been recently. You haven't been clinical enough, Tom, have you? I mean, that Leicester game, you should have won it. Bamford should have banged that goal in at the end. You know, there was the chance to win the game, 3 points. You know, you weren't clinical enough. And Rocker had the header straight at the keeper. You had 2 great chances at the end of that game. Yeah, and that was more of a defensive setup by Garcia, wasn't it? And it nearly worked. Worked.
They said we've got to be ruthless because we're not going to get many chances.
You're not.
The few chances that we do get, we've got to be ruthless.
What we take. Absolutely. So I'll say forget Man City. I don't think you're getting nothing against Man City. No one is. Right. Forget that. You've got 3 games to survive. Now you've got Newcastle at home. Now they're desperate to win that, to keep going on their little journey. But to frustrate them and sit deep and all that, it just might work. It's tough after 90 minutes, but he just might get that point. And then look at West Ham. I'm telling you now, West Ham supporters are shitting themselves now about fucking Leeds coming to West Ham because of him. Because of him. Nothing else, just him. because they just know what's going to happen, and he will do anything to get a result at West Ham. Anything. So we're worried. Unless we get the points against Brentford where it doesn't matter. I still would like a point or 3 before we get to that game.
Charlie, are you with it?
Yeah, I was going to say, Stu, are you trying to talk? Because we can't hear you if you are. I could see Stu's mouth moving.
No, yeah.
I'm not even looking at Stu.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Have you muted Stu? Have you muted yourself, mate? Nothing, buddy.
Yeah, nothing. He's got nothing to say.
I were quiet.
He's gobsmacked by Allardyce coming in.
I heard something there. A little.
I heard something
Can
there.
you hear me now?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
Right, let's catch up with some of these chats. Right, Brighton are doing City, hands down. I prefer watching Brighton, Newcastle, and Arsenal over City more exciting and more enjoyable. What happens if the next 4 games is irrelevant at this? What happens after the next 4 games is irrelevant at the moment. If Sam fails in all 3 games, we just need a point to stay up in the final day. We will get the ghosts of Revie, Clough, and Shankly in. Leeds have 2 hard games, and then 2 easy.
I'd like to know the 2 easy ones are.
Yeah, I'd like to know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what? The hard games are West Ham and what? Man City. The other 2, I don't know if they're easy.
I won't call Newcastle and Spurs easy.
Can I just say something about Allardyce's defensive tactics and stuff? I'm getting into some. I'm actually talking about some serious tactical funny, right? But if you look at Sam Allardyce's side, he's always had 2 solid centre backs he can trust and rely on. Can you honestly put your hand on your heart and say Verba and Koch are 2 centre backs he can solidly trust and put your hand on?
He's got no choice. He's going to have
but what I'm trying to say is, we talk about Allardyce keeping sides up. He has 2 solid centre backs.
You're breaking up, mate. You're breaking up.
Can everyone else hear me all right?
I'm hearing the same thing that Mally's hearing. Sometimes your sentences are completely clear, and then every so often there's just 2 words
Why
or
is
so
he
that get
doing
lost.
No idea, bud. No idea.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, have we got 2 centre backs he can trust, Mally?
Well, as I said, he's going to have to trust them. He hasn't brought them in. He can only work with what he's got. I think they're the 2 best centre backs out of the bunch that we've got, unless you want to go down road of Verba and Strike, or bring Christiansen into centre back, or whatever. I don't know. But they're the 2 centre backs that have been there for bulk of season.
You're going to have five centre backs at the weekend.
Yeah, I think he'll play 5 at. I think he'll play 5 at back. He might have 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, 2 midfielders, and 3 attackers.
You're gonna find out how good Nonto's defensive game is anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Not we spend more time at the back than we were up front.
Well, Nonto's going to play more in one game under Allardyce than he has under his old time with Garcia.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to see what lineup he goes with. You know, from goalkeeper right up to centre forward.
Yeah, I think realistically, from City, you're just looking for performances, right? I mean, obviously, points would be a beautiful thing. If you can get 1, you can get 3. Obviously, what a time to be alive. But realistically, I think you're just looking at the performance and how they adapt to the setup. Obviously, not had too long to do it. But if you can start to see those signs of actually tightening it up, then the last 3 games you can look towards to actually get those points. Because City, let's be real, there's not going to be a bigger test defensively than Manchester City anyway.
Yeah. Well, I was saying to Kieran earlier, I'm hoping they've got one eye on Tuesday. And,
sure, yeah.
They can rest Haaland and De Bruyne and
Even if they do have one eye on Tuesday, you know, who look at their backups, Alvarez, you know,
Yeah.
Silva.
Yeah.
You've only got Alvarez to worry about them.
Gundogan.
But they are at the end of the day, they are backups.
Yeah, but they're still
They
very
are,
good
but they're backups that would get into any team in the world probably. It is a scary prospect. It is a scary prospect.
That's what they said. That's what they said about Enzo Fernandez, isn't it? And look at how he's bloody turned out.
Season in it, but I mean, you look at City. That's the hope, right? That they'll have one eye on it. But even then, I agree. I think their backups are so strong, and not only that, they're all outside of Calvin Phillips. Weirdly, they seem to be people who actually work in the system and work well for Pep and everything else. And it's almost like they don't have people they can drop. It's just rotations. It's very scary.
Yeah,
it's very intimidating when you're sat there and you're like, oh my god, okay, we're somehow surviving with this, and they're like, oh, on comes Bernardo Silva, on comes Riyad Mahrez, on comes this person. You're just like, oh my.
Look, should we give Foden a game? Yeah, all right. Let's give him 20.
Get him 20 minutes at the end of the game. Don't worry about it. There we go.
And I wouldn't mind. Do you know what I believe? And I said this to Shu and Mally yesterday. That Stones has become one of their most important players. Who would have thought? He's playing out of his skin there. He looks brilliant in that position, and he is important.
Fielder.
Yeah. He was causing us all sorts of trouble at the weekend with his runs. I was confused as well.
I know.
When Stones started appearing in the box in open play, just like making late runs, and so he was all over the shot. He was incredible. I think he's become really good. Man.
This is definitely the most like confidence Man City team, I think, than the past previous years. I think in recent years you've always felt like they could bottle it, but this year they just they genuinely do look like something else. Like I think every player just is magnificent, and I can't see him slipping up, to be honest.
Well, even who'd have thought Haaland could be could chip in with a few assists? You know what I mean?
He's only what 22, and he's over a game. He's improving game after game.
It's ridiculous.
Hey, the difference is with Haaland, isn't it? Where every other striker, good strikers get 1 in 2 over a season. Yeah, Haaland nearly gets 1 in 1. That's his stats everywhere he's been. Even for Norway, he's got 64 appearances. I think scored about 61 goals. It's phenomenal. His stats, it's unbelievable. The amount of goals per game he's scored over the last 4 years.
In all competitions this season, he scored 51 and 45. That's 51 goals in 45 games. It's not the other way around. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous to watch. I mean, to be fair, 4 of them have been against us, so that sort of lowers it a bit. But, it really is ridiculous.
It is. It's phenomenal stats, mate. And like I said, everyone said, it is Man City, but he done it at Dortmund, didn't he? And who was the other team he played for, Charlie? Was it Salzburg? He done it there, and he's done it internationally. What a goal scorer he is. He's a phenomenon. But he has to get the service, and that's what Man City are good at. They will give him 4 or 5 chances a game.
How many penalties? How many penalties has he scored? Do you know?
It's a few. I'll have a look. That's a great question. I don't think a huge amount.
Not that many.
Yeah.
His penalties are class, though. They always find the corner.
Yeah. Oh, that finish against us for his goal at the week. Oh my god, that goal he scored against us was just so good. That was practically one of the few chances he got in that game, and then he's just, I'm just going to lob Fabianski like it's nothing. There we go, goal. Yeah. No medicine. It's fine. It's because he's got everything.
That's gone at full pelt as well, Charlie. Full pelt, and then just think.
Scary, isn't it? He's about 6. He's tall, he's strong, he's rapid, he's faster than he should be for a guy his size. He's just got everything. Just got everything.
David McMillan says old guys rule. Hodgson, Warnock, now Allardyce. Here we go.
Yeah, hold on to that one, David. No.
I don't see Moyes in that list. Hang on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, Moyes. David.
You'll get him in summer.
Oh, well.
Yeah, that James Milner's going to Brighton on a free.
Oh,
James Milner.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then Liverpool are going to get Alexis McAllister, aren't they?
And Mason Mount apparently as well. Liverpool are getting.
Mason Mount.
If they get Alexis McAllister, why do they need Mason Mount? McAllister's better than Mount.
Probably, yeah.
They're saying that what you call it, Bellingham's off on his way to Real Madrid, don't they? They'd say that as well.
What do you
Bellingham,
reckon? What do you reckon? A Messi's cheap deal, 320 million a year.
Was he off to Saudi?
Well, that's what they're rumouring.
Wow.
Can't blame him if he does.
Well, he's not.
20 million for a year. It's obscene.
One day, you know, like oil's going to dry up out of Saudi Arabia, you know, then they'll be stuck.
Yeah, I reckon in about 35 years' time. They've got backup. They've got 35 years backup.
We never see it.
That's why they invest in everything else, so when it does dry up, they're not screwed.
Yeah, that's why they're building like crazy and buying everything they can.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at what they put into that live golf, I think
Crazy.
over 3 years I think they're investing $3 billion into live golf. They don't care if it earns money. They don't care. They'll pay any golfer any money just to come and play. Unbelievable what they're doing with that. $3 billion, just like that. Yep.
Evening, Wally.
Hiya, brother Wally. Hope you're doing well, mate. I'm not being funny, right? But how the hell does grass grow out in Saudi Arabia? It'll burn, won't it?
Just importing it, mate. You import it and gets lots of irrigation on it, lots of water and growing.
Yeah.
To be fair, they play all over the world, don't they? It's not just there.
Yeah,
It's just
it's all over. They played in Australia the other week, weren't they? In Adelaide.
Yeah.
Stadiums
And,
almost
I don't know if you saw the scenes of it when the boy scored the hole in one.
Yeah.
Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
My God, that million bottles and cans and thing came onto the tee box and the green when he scored it. It's just like it's Disney golf, right? It's the way I don't like it for that. It's too Disney. I like the traditional golf game. But if you wanted a good day out, I'd say go to one of them. You'd probably really enjoy it. It's just one big piss up. So it is. It's crazy.
For the players as well, the money they're on, you can do whatever they want.
And yeah, they're all smiling. I mean, if you win a tournament and live golf, it's about $3 million you win. You don't even get that if you win the Masters or the British Open. It's crazy money.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah. I'm going for a top up.
Right, yeah, mate. You go for a top up, and I'll what we're gonna do. Right, I know what I'm gonna do. Right, I'm gonna quickly run through Premier League scores since we last did a show, which was Monday, wasn't it? We did a show Monday night. So Tuesday, Arsenal bet Man City 3-1. Man City bet West Ham 3-0. We won't talk about that too much. Liverpool bet Fulham 1-0. Brighton bet Man United 1-0 yesterday. I tell you something though, Charlie. How were we on that? In the chat, were you on that watch on? And I thought that's the best I've seen West Ham playing that first half defensively. Anyway, she said like you didn't have Declan Rice and stuff.
I thought defensively we did well. I think the first half especially was good.
Yeah.
Second half we were still okay. It's just we made a load of individual mistakes.
I think
Manchester City were like mine, and it was just like, well, what can you do?
I think that first goal for me, watching that was a bit frustrating from West Ham's perspective. The way you can just concede that easily from a free kick's a bit.
Yeah,
I know, especially for us. I mean, I was looking at the stats earlier on today for a show I do on Hammers Chat, and I think it's something like we've only conceded 3 shots all season from that area from a free kick. which is just mad. That's so low. Like not even goals, conceded actual shots is 3. And the fact that one of them was Manchester City from a free kick we didn't need to give them, from a misplaced pass up the other end of the field. And then it was just so easy for us, who are so good at that. We're the best team in the league by far at defending those sort of positions from free kicks. And it was just, Ogbonna was just all over the place for it. It was bad. You know, but like you say, Stu, I think there's a lot. I don't feel too negative coming out the back of it. I feel relatively encouraged because defensively, I thought we were pretty good. And then even in the second half, I thought there was a chance of us scoring until Danny Ings came on. I thought there was a chance of us scoring. I thought Paquetá had a good performance. So, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It is what it is. It's Manchester City. You take your 3-0 loss. That's not too bad on the goal difference. So you move on to the next game, which is unfortunately Manchester United. So, not ideal, but it is what it is. You take it, I guess.
Look, Manchester City, if you can play like you did against Man City in that first half, I think you'll be fine. I genuinely do. I mean, I watched Man City, I watched Man United and Brighton yesterday, and how that game went all the way till 98 minute or whatever it was for for a football to be back at net is beyond me. Brighton were all over them, all over Man United. Man United rely on that one player, and that's Rashford. That's the only player they rely on to put ball in back at net. You take Rashford out of the game, you'll be fine.
Yeah, Charlie, I was going to ask you that about, our conspiracy theories. We keep saying about this Sky Sports top 6. That's get these sort of decisions where other teams wouldn't, whether it's true or not, you can believe or not. I think there is something in it. I think there's a bias towards them. And I thought there was, the Liverpool game we had when that handball, to me, that's a definite handball. But yesterday, even though they had to give that penalty at the end to Brian because he volleyballed it out of the area, he'd just been booked. Why didn't he get sent off, Chuck? That's a deliberate handball.
I mean, the bigger one for me that's more prescient, at least in my mind. How the heck did Tilo Kehrer not give away that penalty, by the way? That was a penalty. Like, I don't know how he didn't get it. The sliding challenge on, I think it was Haaland. And I was like, that looks like a penalty to me. Then I watched the replays and I was like, that is a penalty to me, and he just didn't give it.
But he cleaned the ball up. He did take the ball nice and clean as well. Took the ball as well, but I think that's acceptable. A bit of contact, Charlie. That's allowed.
A little bit of contact. You're not going to find someone who likes a bit of contact like I do. Listen, I don't mind. I think we should all get at least one free double-footed challenge every game. Just see what happens. But I was like, that's definitely a penalty. But yeah, no, I don't know. Decisions are. I just think
Casemiro should have got a second yellow for me yesterday, right? He should have been. He weren't. All right, let that one go. But the Luke Shaw handball, you've got to book a player for that.
I don't pretend. My problem. This is the thing. The rules are so ridiculous, and I'm just like, all I'm looking for is consistency. Even if the rules are dumb, that's all I'm looking for is consistency, and it doesn't get applied at all. So,
well, you're not getting that.
No, exactly. I don't know.
You're not getting that.
I don't know. It's a bit ridiculous.
Anyway, it would have helped us, Charlie. I mean, Luke Shaw out of the game, it would have helped us. That's what I'm looking at. I don't care. I want him off.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think we're screwed either way. I don't disagree. We'll see what happens. We'll see I'm not scared. What is it, Man United? Light work, easy 3 points. That was the last time we beat them, 1945 or something. It's fine. It'll be fine. We got it. It's easy. Light work.
It's a strange. Why is it such a strange time, Charlie? It's 7:00 Sunday night. It's so weird.
Yeah, hasn't loads of games been moved around because of the coronation? Haven't loads of them been moved into weird times? So I
forgot that big event were happening. We should say something about that.
Oh no, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's not. I was in Tesco 2 days ago. Even the Battenberg cake has the word coronation on it right now. It's ridiculous. I can't escape it. It's just everywhere. But yeah, no, I think a bunch of them have been moved around because of that. So we've got a bunch of weird times this weekend. But yeah, we've got 7:00 on Sunday, so I'm not complaining. It means I'll actually be up for it for certain. I don't have to do the watch along half asleep, so I'll be fine with that. But
was Melly alive to see the last coronation?
TD5, can I ask you something, right?
Yeah.
Take your Leeds United hat off and take... Right, have West Ham got enough points on board to stay in league, or do you think they need to get a couple of more?
How many points are they on at the moment?
34.
24.
Oh,
I think that's enough, but I think one more point would do it. Just one more. And that'd be enough. I think that'd seal it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think we've probably got enough, but I think one more as well is probably the safe zone.
Yeah.
Which is why ultimately 4 draws for Leeds would do it, right? Because that take you up to 34 as well. So
yeah,
I think ultimately that would be enough as well.
Yeah, I can't see 2 of their teams down there overtaking 34, you know. But at least one, I'd say one probably will. But yeah, I'd still like to have 37 and then go, yep, thank you very much. We're done. And then go and win the Conference League.
Well, how many games we've got left? 4, 5? What? I'd prefer like 45. Let's just get a quick 45 on the board. No stress, no worries. You know what I mean? A couple of wins in Europe, it won't be that TD, but you know.
we've all played 34 games now, so there's 4 games left.
Yeah.
4 games.
4 games left, yeah. I was looking to see who Everton's got, and they've got an away trip to Brighton on Bank Holiday Monday. So I fancy Brighton for that game. So.
And I think Forest have got to go to Chelsea, so that's 3 points for them, isn't it?
Forest have to play Southampton.
Southampton next, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
So Forest
Yeah,
plays
but
Southampton. That's on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday as well.
That'd be lovely for Southampton. Southampton to win that would be great. It would be
For all of us,
fantastic.
yeah, definitely.
Everyone would be delighted with that.
Who have Leicester got, Stu?
Leicester have got Leicester have got Fulham away on Bank Holiday Monday.
That's not going to be easy.
No.
Frankie says, "Hi guys, how are you all? How are you all? I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I'm hoping for a 2-1 win. Just hope that we don't get spanked." 2-1 seems to be a positive, a popular scoreline, doesn't it? 2-1.
I don't know how Allardyce has done this, because I think if you were going to back Allardyce for this game, you should be betting on 0-0, because that's his only hope. It's to hold everyone out. Because you ain't scoring 2 goals against Man City. They've got the best defensive record in the league. So.
Good evening, Luke. Good. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Is Mitrovic out for season, do you know? I don't even know what his injury is.
I don't know if you...
When he on a ban? Wasn't it the ban that he's out for?
Yeah, it was the ban, wasn't it?
What it?
8-game ban, wasn't it?
8-game
Yeah.
ban.
I've no idea.
For manhandling the referee.
I've no idea.
But that was another thing, right?
He's got sent. Apparently, still no return date yet.
Still no return date.
Fulham. So not Fulham. Mitrovic did that right, but then Bruno Fernandes did something similar to that before, and he didn't get a ban.
He got away with it. He didn't get out.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the linesman's face, was he? I think he just brushed him aside.
True, but
he still got away with it.
If you're a Man United player, you're allowed to just have a little push. It's okay.
Yeah.
It backs up my theory.
I'd say if someone who's a loose cannon for Man United, you know, like Anthony, he's the right loose cannon, him.
I think they've got a few.
I'm looking forward to that West Ham Man United game. It should be good. Bank Holiday Monday. Oh, is it Sunday?
Sunday,
Sunday.
So it's all right for you. 4 o'clock in the morning for me.
Yeah. Think about us poor buggers. We have to watch what do you call it? Man City tomorrow. The only game what they've put on at 3:00 on a Saturday, on Sky Sports, and it's bloody Man City. Why couldn't it have been? I don't know, an easier game than Man City.
Yeah.
At least that way I could only listen to radio.
Don't have to watch the horror unfold live and in
That's
live
what
and in
I'm worried
living
about,
colour.
Charlie. You know, and worst thing is, mate, I'm on my own tomorrow. Still us taking Leeds. So I'm on my own tomorrow watching that. God, that's going to be fun.
Like I said, it might play out. The thing is when you go up against a team like that, I think it's like for us, right? Half time we were 0-0, and I was really happy with it. I was buzzing with 0-0 at half time. I was like, this is going well. We're keeping them out. It's all nice. If you lot get even remotely close to that, I think it's going to be like. Don't get me wrong. You could lose 1-0, 2-0, and as long as you show good defensive performance, I think you'll come out of it feeling more positive. You know, that's all you need against Manchester City, really.
Yeah.
If you come out of, don't get me wrong, being 2-0, what a time to be alive, 2-1, grand old time. But realistically, if you come out of that with happy with your defensive display, then I think you'll be a lot more positive. You might even enjoy watching it. Maybe through your fingers, maybe, but you might enjoy watching it. You know.
I mean, I do enjoy watching Man City. I just don't like it when they play us.
Yeah, the trouble is, Haaland's just decided he wants to score 40 goals in the Premier League this year, so he's going to be up for it.
Well, he were annoyed that he only scored. How many did he score at our ground? I think he scored 2, were it? Did he get 2? And he said that he should have had about 7. He were more upset with shots he missed than goals he scored. Great to see Big Sam back. Just a shame it's with you guys. He is awful, but some of the stuff he says is hilarious.
Absolutely.
Cheers, Luke. So, it's good to see him back. Just a shame it's with us. He's awful. Cheers, Luke. So, I don't think you give him much hope. And the
thing is the compare. It confuses me. West Ham fans are comparing Big Sam when they were at their club for 1.5 years, 2 years, to what we've got for 4 games, and I don't get the comparison.
It's just the fact that you feel it so quickly. It's just, but I think the truth of the matter is there's 2 different things. You probably won't enjoy it, but realistically, you've got a better chance of staying up with him than you did with Gracia. Let's be real about it.
We didn't enjoy it under Gracia, though. That's the thing.
That's also true. That's also true. I mean, there's a big question to be raised, right, about your ownership and the decisions that are made in terms of managerial appointments going from thing to thing, just completely wildly swinging in all directions, no real plan, all panic movements and everything else. That's the bigger problem. I think, just like you say, 4 games, and I think I don't know if it was in the chat earlier, said it doesn't really matter what happens after 4 games. Like, now's the concentration, and I think that's right. You've got a better chance of staying up with him than you do Gracia.
I agree.
It's just a shame. It's just a shame that it's him. But ultimately, if it's increasing the chances, then I guess it's a good move. You know, I guess that's really all that matters.
I think you're right. The actual system at Leeds at the moment, in 18 months or so, you've gone from Bielsa to Allardyce. You should look at it that way. It's not really progression. But
isn't it though, Kieran? Isn't it? At this stage of the game, I'd sooner have Allardyce than Bielsa.
For this 4 games, you might be right, because this is all about being dogged.
That's what we've got to focus
Absolutely. On. As I've said to you, I think it probably might work out for you. It might, and it might not. The only trouble it's hard for West Ham fans because we've had him long term. As Charlie said before, he sucks the life out of you from watching. You really don't want to watch.
Over the season, I could maybe take that, Kieran, but not over. He could suck the life as much as he wants out of
me. No, it doesn't matter.
Over 4 games.
Right. Now, these 4 games don't matter if he sucks the life out. If you get the points and stay up, it doesn't matter.
That's right. That's why I don't get the comparison with some West Ham fans.
But Luke's not making the comparison between Sam Allardyce at Leeds and Sam Allardyce at West Ham. Luke's making a comparison of Sam Allardyce as a person.
Well,
I think personally what Luke was saying there was about him as a person, but
it's the same person as what he's Sam Allardyce. There's only one Sam Allardyce, and what Luke's saying is, Big Sam is that he is awful. Big Sam's awful. That's what Luke's saying to you. He ain't comparing the time at West Ham to the time at Leeds. It's making a comparison of Big Sam as an actual person. That is awful.
Well, how do you work that out? If he can lift the players, how can he be an awful person?
ask all the investigations into his corruption, and they'll probably give you the answer. But I think realistically, I think when you look at it, I think when you were saying about him versus the idea of bringing Bielsa back, I think the argument is whether it's the extremes, right? So if you think about it, it's like, this is the worst possible thing, this is the best possible thing, best possible result, worst possible result. Then Allardyce is probably like there. He'll give you somewhere in between there. You'll have some crap results where you'll lose 1 or 2-0. You'll have some great results where you win 1 or 2-0, right? But Bielsa's obviously got a much wider range where you might lose 4-0, but you might win 4-0. And I think when you're in the position you're in, this is why I'm talking about it being, it's less of a risk, but it is still a risk. Like getting him as opposed to someone else. But equally, I don't know who else there is to actually get in.
Anybody's a risk. Anybody's a risk.
Anybody's a risk, but I think that you have to ask yourself what risk you're taking. You're risking sort of going down with a whimper or actually trying it. And I think the risk here is going down with a whimper. That's the vibe. I don't know. And this is why it's upsetting, because I just look at your attacking players, and I'm like, you actually have the players to genuinely have a pop at some teams going for the rest of the season. Those 4 games, maybe not City, but you have the players to actually have a pop at someone, to actually go, right, we're going to take you on and we're going to beat you. Because if you get those players together, if you can galvanize those players and make them playing, you actually have them there. And it's just the option that Leeds have gone for. And again, I understand it 100% because it's all about staying in the Premier League. But you look at it, you just say, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna come in, he's gonna train the defense as much as he can, and you're going from starting from a 0 point of awful defending and hoping you get to some sort of level of competence over 4 games to actually stop people from playing. Whereas looking at your attacking output and going, oh, you're starting like here, all you need to do is bring these up a bit and you'll be fine. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's counterintuitive, but it does make sense. But it's one of those things where it's just.
Well, I'm happy with appointment. I don't think there's anybody better in the position that we're in. And
you might be right about that, to be fair.
The way that the defending's woeful.
I don't know who else it could have been.
Yeah, the defending's absolutely woeful.
No, it's been woeful. I mean, Bielsa couldn't get it right. Marsh couldn't get it right. Garcia couldn't get it right. We're hoping in 4 games' time, Sam Allardyce is going to be able to get it right. I think that's what we're all hoping, and he needs to get it right.
I'll be over the moon if he gives us 4-0 nils. I'll be over the moon.
What if? I don't think you'll. I don't disagree with you, but I don't think you'll get 4-0 nils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially when City's one of the games. Right? But I would agree. If he gave you 4-0 nils, then it is what it is. Staying in the Premier League is more important, right? At this stage, for the rest of the season, staying in the Premier League is more important than enjoying watching your football, because the actual relief at the end of going, oh, we survived, is a better thing than going, oh, I enjoyed that game, because you won't probably enjoy many of them, right? And that's the vibe. But it's just one of those things. I think realistically, like I say, I think you've got the players to do it, and if he can galvanize them, then he can galvanize them. If he can get some of those quick attacking players to play counter-attacking and find some sort of outball, then you should have a chance. It's just going to be one heck of a uphill struggle, and I think that's where the comparison between West Ham and Leeds comes from. We have a long history of watching him trying to take on top teams and getting absolutely demolished by them. I remember us we got to a League Cup semi-final against Manchester City and lost 9-0 on aggregate over the 2 legs, watching Yaya Toure just absolutely pull us to bits. And I think that's where the comparison is coming from. It's not necessarily It's not even necessarily talking about him as a person, although yes, as a person he's a bit of a dodgy geezer, but it's talking about that sort of like we've watched him try and fail to go up against all of these top teams, watch him try and fail to do anything of note, and then just go, well, you know. But again, if he, like you say, if you can get 4-0 out of it, then happy days. I don't think he will, but happy days. It's more those it's the 3 games that are important, and those are smash and grabbable. You know, you could potentially smash and grab even if you lose 2 of those games but win 1, all of a sudden you've got a much better opportunity. You know, that's all you've got to really look at it as. And
he's got 4 chances to get it right, hasn't he?
Basically, yeah. Basically.
Or 3.
He's a braver man than I. I wouldn't take those odds if I were him. I wouldn't take those. He's a braver man than I. He's a stupider man than I as well. But he's a braver man than I. And
to be fair though, he's getting paid 125 grand a game.
Yeah, but you've seen how corrupt he is. He's got loads of money. He doesn't need the money. He's fine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Plus a £2.5 million bonus if he keeps us up.
Happy days.
Yeah, if he no wonder he only took 2 seconds to say yes. If he keeps you up, would he not stay? No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Luke. I think he's but he knows the situation. No way he would have to we would have to somebody to get the top quality managers in. No more American dream, a proper setup, top to bottom. Frankie says back to basics with Big Sam. That's what it's got to be.
Yeah.
Hello everyone from Lexington, Kentucky. Come on, USA. Come on,
I'll tell you what.
Brother Lawrence, hope you're doing well, mate.
I'll tell you what, Stewie. Moyes could be available for you in the summer, mate. You can go from Big Sam to Moyes.
Want a bit of continuity in the style, then yeah, why not? You know?
Easy transition, that.
It was supposed to be an easy transition from Belter to Mash, but it didn't work like that. No, definitely.
Genuine question. You genuinely don't think he'd stay if he kept you up?
I don't know if they'd want him. I don't know if the fans would want him.
Yeah, because
at this moment in time, it's what we want. Start of a season. I don't think his style of play would go down well with fans.
Does that matter to the ownership? Do you trust the ownership not to do that?
But
we don't know.
49ers take over if we stay.
We have new owners, so we don't know.
And would they not just go with what worked last season? What saved you last season?
Well, not to we make the same mistake when we give Marsh the job.
That's what I'm with Marsh. He saved us last season.
Yeah, but the thing with Marsh was he was always supposed to be like Victor Orta was talking for him for about 3 years before he actually signed.
Sure.
Like that was always supposed to be a long-term thing, but with Allardyce, this is always going to be a short-term thing, isn't it? Like, how's that? Yeah. This is going to be short term. I can't see him being manager next season. Not even no matter what happens, if we stay up or go down.
Yeah.
There's something in the back of my mind which thinks I can't see him not being your manager, no matter what happens. That's my genuinely, that's my bigger concern for Leeds. Is having him as a long-term manager is just such a.
I think there's more chance of him being manager if we go down. I can see that.
I could see that as well. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And how did you perform when you were in Championship?
I mean, we got promoted first time of asking, but he almost fluffed his lines. I mean, we got promoted. We failed to get into the automatic promotions pretty late on in the season. I think we were only off it by like 1 point or 2 points, and then we could in the playoff semi-finals against Blackpool. We should have lost. They were much better than us. But we just we smashed and grabbed our way in with Carlton Cole, just bantered it into the net. Big boot, Carlton Cole gets the first goal. Big boot, Carlton Cole knocks it down to Vazte for the second. We got back up the first time of asking, but we did. The problem with that is we had to give him complete and utter control of everything, including transfers, and that's the problem with going from, say, in the space of a season. Going from Marsh to Allardyce is they're so different. You're going to have to completely gut your team. Every single good player you'd want would be gone. Every single good player you have would be gone, and then it would be right. Let's build a a big defensive boy team, and then you'd come up and you'd hate yourselves. But I mean, it's one of those things where, like, if you get out of it first time, I guess that's a thing. Championship is a lot harder now than it was back then. There's a lot more better teams in it than it was back then. You only have to look at this season, how many good teams there are in and around the promotion places in the championship to really see how difficult that would be. He probably, if you gave him full control, he'd probably do it by hook by crook, but and emphasis on the crook with him. But yeah, it's a I don't. I think he has a better chance of him staying if you go down as well. I agree with Mally on that. I do agree with that. I wouldn't want it for you, but I think it's probably highly likely. Yeah.
I still don't believe we're going to go down.
I think you've got a good chance of staying up. You've got a good chance. Yeah. Thankfully, this season for both of us, there are a lot of terrible teams in this division. like there are loads of teams in the bottom who just can't seem to get points for love nor money. I think you've got a decent chance of staying up. Thankfully, I wouldn't go anywhere near betting Leeds to go down at all. I think, especially now with Allardyce, probably make it slightly better, make it more difficult. Yeah. I think you've got enough to stay up. You definitely do.
I'm more optimistic with Allardyce than I was with Gracia.
You should. To be fair, you should be. Gracia was. Yeah. There was hope there when he came in originally because of what he did with Watford, but clearly it's just been proved to be not correct. It's clear as day, So
Well, everything was going swimmingly till that half time at Crystal Palace. He had a really good record till that game. It just went totally wrong. It's like he lost everything. I wonder what the odds are Moyes and Big Sam being in the same jobs in August. Pretty slim, I would suggest.
Yeah.
Porter had scouted that bloke from the circus to try and sell a narrative. It backfired massively. We had a massive wage bill under Sam in the championship. We bought our way back into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean the one positive is he can't buy half of Bolton like he did with us, bringing in Kevin Nolan, Joey O'Brien, all of these random Bolton and Newcastle players. He can't do the same thing because no one's hired him for the last couple of years, so he doesn't have his favourites anymore. So he can't do that with you if he stayed. So there's that positive. But we did have a massive wage bill. People like Carlton Cole stayed as well. He took a pay cut, to be fair to him, but people like Carlton Cole stayed as well. Ours was way bigger than anyone else. We spent our way out of that division. But if you do have a takeover, even if you don't, there's money available with parachute payments and everything to invest, and you'll probably get quite a bit of money from people like, I would suspect Nonto would leave. I would suspect a couple of other players would leave, and you'd probably have significant money from those.
I saw yesterday apparently Nonto would stay though.
He wants another contract at Leeds.
Yeah.
Really? I'm surprised. He could go to. He's good enough to play for a lot of good teams.
But I think maybe he's looked at other people have maybe gone to a club that's doing really well in the past and seeing, you're not going to get as much game time, and perhaps that could ever harm your career in a way because you might not get as much game time. And
he's not getting game time at the moment with Leeds, is he?
He will do though. He will.
Well, yeah. Now Gracia's gone, you'd hope so, wouldn't you? Yeah. I'd be surprised if he did, but I mean, he would tear it up in the championship. Flipping heck! Can you imagine him in the championship? It'd be an absolute. There you go. There's an easy way to get back out of the championship. Just keep Nonto. You'd be more than you'd be fine.
He's a good talent, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
You see, this is what I forget though, right? I keep hearing right about us having to sell, like Tyler Adams and stuff, and because isn't that what the parachute payments for, to pay the wages of the we've already got? So why couldn't we keep the same team and go again with them?
I feel like a player like Tyler Adams wouldn't play in the championship. I just couldn't see that. I don't think Tyler Adams would want to play in the championship.
I think he'd be made for championship. Because it's a bit in championship, people, it's a bit more. The referees are a bit more lenient with tackles and stuff you can get away with compared to Premier League.
Yeah, but I think Tyler Adams would want to play in the top league, one of the top 5 leagues in Europe.
Do you think that's the same with Brendan Aronson then?
Probably, yeah. When Ben Hansen hasn't really proved that he deserves to play in a top 5 league there, does he? That's the thing. Tyler Adams has proved he should. Brendan Hansen hasn't.
I think it's difficult. Like when we went down, I think it's always difficult when you go down with a bunch of players who weren't. We had a similar situation where we'd invested like in a bunch of sort of fancy fun players before we went down. You're looking at Demba Ba. You're looking at we had quite a few. We had Scott Parker. We had quite a few, but they aren't players who want to play in the Championship and who would stick around in the Championship. And frankly, were good enough to play not just in the Premier League. You're looking at some of the players in your squad are good enough to play for teams fighting for top 7 European places. I mean, I would take there's a few players I would happily, if you went down, there's a few players I would happily take at West Ham, right? So I think you're looking at players who probably wouldn't want to stay. Parachute payments are supposed to help with wages if they stay, but do you want a player who doesn't want to play in the Championship? I mean, arguably not. I would probably say no. I don't think that's helpful. And actually, there is that sort of idea of like negativity in the squad and the vibe of players who have just gone down, who are depressed because they've just gone down and everything else. One of the reasons why you see people like Norwich buy players who they can keep when they go up and down is because they buy them in the Championship and they're wanting to fight up and down. They want to fight for that place. Whereas if you've got a bunch of players who you've brought in, I mean, you know the players' personalities better than I do at Leeds, so I wouldn't want to pick any specific players, right? But you know, if you've got someone who's come in because you're doing well, you're in the Premier League, maybe they wanted to play for Bielsa, or maybe they wanted to play under Marsh previously or whatever, and now all of a sudden they find themselves playing for someone like Big Sam or anyone else really in the Championship, it's a difficult sell. It's a really difficult sell for that because, again, it's their career, right? It's their career, and they want to spend that in Championship. I don't know. That's what we found anyway. It was, and actually, to be fair, getting rid of a lot of those players was the only thing that enabled us to come back up first time. We needed to rebuild. And there's an argument defensively, at least, you would probably need that as well, let alone with other players, yeah.
Fair enough. Amani says that she's found another bet. Ireland and Rodrigo both to score. Harrison 1 shot on target, 7 corners and 1 card. 33-1. 10 quid on it. Vast day to Mellon Road. If West Ham win the Conference League, Europa Conference, does Moyes deserve a new contract?
No. Move on.
Move on.
Kieran, to play devil's advocate,
yeah.
If he wins the Conference League and we stay up, is that not exactly what the aim would have been at the beginning of the season?
Yeah. It would.
And you reckon they wouldn't keep him?
He would have achieved what he wanted to do in a bad way. But I can't watch what he's doing anymore. It's sucking the life out of me again. He's doing an Allardyce on me. I don't want it. I just don't want him there. I want who I want, and it's not him. I didn't want him when he came. I want Big Ange. I want Big Ange Postecoglou. He's probably going to go and win the double in Celtic this year again. Another couple of trophies on the board for that boy. Just don't want him. I really don't.
Okay, better question.
To be fair, you could win the double up at Celtic.
No, I think that's unfair. I'm not saying just because of Celtic. You know my knowledge of Ange Postecoglou. Everywhere he's been successful. He's picked up trophies in Japan, in Australia, handled the national team, got them to the World Cup finals. He's won here in Brisbane Roar, won them the Premier League. Japan was a big one. Go to Yokohama and win the league there. And then he's gone to Celtic. And it's not just winning. Watch Celtic. Watch their highlights. They're an exciting team to watch. Really are, a good watch. So, and even brought Japanese players with him who are cutting it up there. Mate, the boy has got something. Is it a risk? Could he do it in the Premier League? I don't know. But to me,
do you think he's been selective in his appointments?
Who?
Big Ange. I mean, who's going to knock?
Yeah.
Who's going to knock Celtic back?
Oh, you're not. It's one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Celtic can win league without a manager.
No, mate. It proved that they couldn't because Rangers were dominating there for a little while. For a little while, they were doing well. He's come in and
Right.
He took over Brisbane Roar here, where they were basket case. Ends up winning the Premier League with them here, the A-League.
Mm.
You know, that was a big thing here, you know. And the final up here in Suncorp Stadium, where Leeds played, you know, last year, he had 50,000 supporters there. That's massive here for football fans. You don't get that. You know, he filled the stadium, and they won it. So, yeah, I just like the way he sets up. I like the way he plays. I like how he speaks. So he's the guy for me. And I, you know, with that style of football, I accept a loss here and there. I accept us getting done, but I'd enjoy watching them again.
I agree.
I can't undermine.
Kieran, I'll ask you this because I've got to go in a sec. But Kieran, do you think he will stay if we win in the Conference League? Not whether he deserves to or whether we want him to. You think he will?
No, I don't. I think he'll go. But would it surprise me with this ball? Did they keep him? No, that would not surprise me. But I think he's gone beyond now. I don't think he will. But it wouldn't surprise me if they offered him another year. You never know. So I don't think they've got the foresight to get the right man in. That's why I don't trust, Charlie, the process. They could be getting rid of Moyes for someone just as bad. I don't trust.
Big Sam might be available. He's back in football. He might be available. We do a little swap deal. It'll be fine.
Oh please, let's not go to bed with nightmares, boys. Come on.
This is a bit tongue in cheek, brother Lawrence. I must say, hasn't Leeds had as many managers this year to fill the back? Oh, yeah, we have in Marsh, Scabala, Gracia, and now Sam Allardyce. I'd have Sam in centre. I'll have Big Sam in midfield as a centre back every day a week. No one's getting past him. Definitely not.
How many teams have gone through 3 managers this year? It must be at least 3. Isn't it? Leeds have done it. Chelsea,
Southampton,
yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it? What a merry-go-round it is.
Chelsea still can't get a win. And honestly, if they had 5 points less, I would say that if anyone on 34 points is going to get pulled into a relegation battle, it'll be them, because they can't win for Toffee, and I think Lampard's damaged his career.
100%. Lampard's just why did they? I know Todd Bowley's a awful owner.
He did it because he's a club legend, and it takes the pressure.
Yeah, as a player,
pressure off him.
As a player, not as a manager. As a player, it's completely different.
Yeah,
he's won about 3 games in his last 38.
Yeah,
Frank Lampard, right? If you go back to Everton, I think he's won 3 and 38. That's some record. No one can do as bad as that. No one.
I think he were brought in TD5 for the fan pressure to come off of Bowley. And the Chelsea fans were all over Bowley. And when they brought Frank Lampard in, because he's a club legend, they're going to back him. They're not going to say boo to him. You know what I mean? He could lose all his games for the season, and they wouldn't say what bad about him. And it takes the pressure off of Bowley. See, they've got a big summer coming up.
I don't think it does take the pressure. I don't think it does take the pressure off Bowley though, because they were appointing a manager to the end of the season who's failed. He failed at Chelsea the first time, and then he failed at Everton. So I think it puts more pressure on Bowley because he didn't feel it's not the right choice.
He didn't feel at Chelsea though. The first time he went to Chelsea when they had that transfer.
What did he win?
What did he win? He got
What did he win?
The Champions League.
What did he win? What did he win?
But his sole objective was finish mid-table. He got him into Champions League for when Tuchel come in after him.
Yeah, but then look what Tuchel did. That just shows the levels. I think
the first season he did. I think the first season was good for him, but the second season it came crumbling down very quickly. The first season where he had a sort of thing, it all came crumbling down for him. I think I don't think it takes the pressure off Bowley. I think at most it postpones it to the summer. Because
Yeah,
they're
well,
like, look, we've got this guy till the summer, and then they're going to have to be pressured. But like you say, Stu, they've got a massive summer coming up, a huge
well,
summer.
apparently Pochettino's who was favourites now having second thoughts. Because Bowley is
Yes.
Pochettino. Yeah, well, apparently Pochettino's told him to stop going in the dressing room. He's always in the dressing room after all games, giving bloody third degree, isn't he?
Where do you get your info? Where do you get your info from, Stu?
I watch loads of different YouTube channels, mate. West Ham, Chelsea.
You're like a sponge. You just take it all in. Whatever they tell you, it's true. You know.
I've heard personally, Stu knows as much about football as Arteta, as Pep. All of it, he knows it all.
Absolutely.
I just take notice of what's going off in the YouTubing world. What can I say? I've got too much time on my hands. Because players and agents holds to. Yeah. Junior's Fast Day is coming to the USA with Cal and Cole for the 7v7 tournament in June.
Yeah,
I'm assuming I'm assuming that Fast Day with a West Ham player.
Yeah, Ricardo Vazte. He was one of Big Sam's signings in the Championship. He bought him in January from Barnsley. Scored a hell of a lot of goals for us. Scored the winner in the playoff final. Stuck with us for about, was it Kieran? Probably 2 years after that, a year and a half, something like that. Stuck around in the Premiership and then went off to somewhere, Turkey or something. I can't remember.
He was a likable guy. Likable player.
Yeah, he was actually.
We should do a swap deal with the Aronson brothers. Paxton is different altogether. So get rid of Brendan, bring in Paxton. Trying to get Mally to smile. He was smiling early. He was smiling this morning. Sorry, really late on. Have you talked about the Premier League stopping parachute payments? Not yet, Shelley, but we can if you want. But apparently, the top six have voted against it. The top six are in favour of it.
Yeah, there's only top six who voted for it,
and they're in favour of stopping it. But they're going to say that, aren't they? Because it don't get relegated.
Of course they are.
Instead of parachute payments, it'll be a little gas canister and a balloon, laughing her head off. Moyes must score, according to Brother Lawrence. And I'm doing it. Well, no. Well, I don't want to put anyone on timeout. Shelley, we haven't, but we will now. It will be now discussed. It will. Yep. I don't want the Celtic manager, as I have no chance of pronouncing his name. Just call
him Big Ange, Luke. That's all you need to know. Big Ange.
Right. So,
what is the deal with that, pal? When they're proposing to stop it, or have they put a date on when they're stopping it, or I don't know. Anyone?
What do we know about the parachute payment stopping?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Is it?
Nothing.
I've got to run, by the way. Love you all. Thanks for having me on. I shall speak to you later.
See you later, Charlie.
Charlie boy. Thanks for doing your much appreciated. There goes Charlie. I don't know. Last I've heard, they're going to stop it, aren't they? They're on about stopping it.
It's just rumours at the
I
minute.
just don't know what year they're proposing
that's right. Yeah.
Last I heard, it was 3 years or something.
Did you see? I saw today that Sky Sports and EFL have signed a deal which starts in 24-25 season that 1,000 EFL games will be shown a season.
1,000?
Yeah.
There you go, Lee. Music to your ears, mate. Enough some more games for you to watch.
I'll see what it was, how many it was for each league. Give me a second.
Calling Bob Luke. If West Ham win the Europa Conference, Moyes will be the most successful manager in 43 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, if you base that on trophies, yeah.
I've found it now. So EFL clubs have approved a record domestic TV rights deal with Sky Sports worth £935 million over a 5-year period. 1,000 matches will be broadcasted each season, a record number of games for any club football agreement. Sky Sports will broadcast a minimum of 328 championship matches, 248 League One matches, 248 League Two matches, all playoff matches, all 93 Carabao Cup matches, and all 127 EFL Trophy matches every season for the next 5 years.
So Sky Sports trying to monopolise TV rights then, is that what's
like
going
it,
on there?
Yeah.
Sounds
They
like
probably
it,
got wind about everyone saying if all games were showing on not like Amazon Prime, you pay so much a month to watch every game. And I thought they might have gone down that route, but Sky have bet people to it. Bit look of it. So the sixth, right? So let me get this right. The parachute payment stoppage scheme. The 6 teams who were voted for it are the top 6 in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they be asking bottom 6 that question?
Well, they'll be asking everybody, won't they? They'll be asking.
Well, everyone will have a say. All 20 teams will have a say in it.
Yeah.
And what is it? You need 14 votes
14.
to pass anything in the Premier League. That's mean 14 clubs to support something that will be passed. So
yeah, they're not going to get that.
I can't see
so.
it myself because no team in bottom half of the table is going to vote for that because they're all in danger of getting relegated.
I mean, personally, I don't like the parachute payment, but it obviously helps the clubs that go down. But I don't think it's fair on the rest of the teams.
Well, it's not fair on the rest of the teams in the Championship, is it?
No,
yeah,
no.
That's for sure. So, yeah.
I mean, if they limited it to 1 year instead of 3 years, it might be a little bit more acceptable.
I mean, I don't even know how much it is. Is it something like 40 million a year? It averages out to
Yeah.
something.
I think it's 45, 39, and 39, something like that.
Right.
I think wasn't it just over 100 million or something like that, 120 mil?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. A lot of money. You're right. Advantage against other teams who have just been promoted from League
Huge advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, they stop. I need to just put they do not stop the year, and then Ebon put it stops when the parachute payment stopped when the new EFL TV deal started. So that's the start of the 2024-25 season. So that's when they stopped, I think.
Right.
If it goes right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Love you, Stu, brother. Just playing. I know you love me, brother. I know, brother. We need to get behind Sam now and hope he can get something out of these players. It's just 4 games and see where it takes us. Couldn't be any worse. It's a good way of looking at it, Shirley. Couldn't be any worse. Can't be any worse than what it was. Eamon Green, I don't think they are getting rid of Moyes. The reports are talking that if Moyes leaves of his own accord, personally, if we stay up and win the conference, Moyes definitely won't be going anywhere. That's from Eamon.
Well,
Kieran will be going to support another club.
That's it. I could be watching Championship football next year. Yeah.
Supporting Celtic.
At least I might enjoy watching it.
Yeah, not sure I'm not sure he's going anywhere regardless, Eamon. Frank brought into please the fans. They have someone lined up in the summer. I hope you're right, Amanda. But I don't hope you're right. I hope we struggle even more, Chelsea. Saki Tuchel was so stupid. He just won the Champions League FFS. They hope they keep Frank. Let's hope they keep Frank. He's a disaster zone. Manny, Frank's doing a great job.
He sure is.
Sorry for spelling mistakes, but I'm tired. I also can't spell. I felt like no, neither can I. You're welcome, Charlie boy. You're welcome, Charlie. I'll send you a message back later, mate. But thanks for joining us. just in case you are watching. He sure is in K. He has two. He has. Hang on a minute. He has 2 McDonald's every hour time break, not meals, restaurants. You rotten sods. But I know it's only ton and chest. It would just be so Leeds if the parachute payments stop at when we. God, it will be. Please do not use foul language. Is it a family-friendly channel? Many thanks all. If it stops, the new EFL TV deal starts with Sky, I think. Or maybe the parachute payments stop this season because it doesn't. The new Premier League TV deal start next season. I think they've got to vote on it first, and I think they've got to get everyone to agree in the vote. It's because Disney, etc., are moving in on the Prem, and Sky may lose them. I think it's pretty bad that there's so much money sloshing about in the Premier League. Without any thought to grassroots football on the pyramids. It will be a Super League mentality again. Well, that's I've always said, Shelley. I've always said that the Premier League's just a legalized. What word am I looking for? A legalized Super League. That's all it is. Because they don't want everyone to leave. They don't want the big teams to leave Premier League. People won't watch it.
See, that's the trouble with the Premier League is they're self-governing. The FA don't govern them anymore. You know, the 20 teams govern that league. The 20 chairmen have that vote, and they decide what's what, not the FA. For that, for the benefit of all divisions. The Premier League are there for the benefit of themselves, and nothing else.
They do not stop this season. It is on about another 2 years' time, I believe. Hi again, I am Malcolm. Hope you're doing well. Total of 3. David says tomorrow 007 Lampard license not to win. The parachute payments is just more money. These incompetent moron owners to fritter away. Well, look, I think the parachute payments were brought in they were meant for a good thing. But like with players like Tyler Adams and stuff won't want to stop at Leeds anyway, so we don't have to worry about his wages because he'll be gone. I'm ahead. Moyes is leaving no matter what. Parachute payment and end of next season.
Yeah, end of next season. So if it's the end of next season, that means the season after that would be the season where the new EFL and Sky deal comes in. So yeah, that's right.
But I'm assuming then that the clubs who go down to Championship and stuff, they'll be getting more money than what they usually get from TV.
Because they'll be having more games televised on TV because of Sky. So,
Can you remember when we were in Championship and what Leeds fans thought about moving our fixtures about so we were on Sky nearly every other week? Fans won't be impressed with this at all, they won't.
Yeah, but if they're showing all these games on Sky, they can't. Will they still be? Is the 3 p.m. blackout going to stop now, or from the 2024-25 season, or are they just going to play basically every game not on Saturday at 3 p.m. Just play them all at different time?
That's a good point. Do you think the 3 o'clock game should be now televised?
Yeah.
What about you, Mally?
I don't know, mate. I've never thought about it because I watch them anyway.
Yeah, I just think there's so many people watching it now, and it's so if the Sky the EFL deal and they're showing all these Championship League 1 and League 2 games, are they just going to change them to not be at Saturday at 3 p.m. because that seems a bit stupid to me.
It'll be like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, don't know.
The televised games, they might bring them early, so it's lunchtime kickoff or
Yeah,
4
well,
p.m.
like all the games at lunchtime or in the evening maybe as well.
Yeah, 5 p.m. or something.
Yeah.
I hope you're all doing well. Good evening, brother Hamid. Hope you're doing well. Not sure about Moise leaving Hammerhead. He's off. Is off, mate. Luke is off, mate. Has parachute payment been voted on and passed? Not yet. I know some clubs, like Malik said, the top 6 have voted on it, but I don't think anyone else has. Shelley says they'll probably put us on a Sunday every week again. Malcolm says, go back to the 60s, 70s. No team dominated titles. Can't remember a side winning 2 in a row. So there's no such thing as a top 6. It's the top 6 is the top richest favourites.
Let's see where Man City. Let's see where Man City are in 3 years.
What when their thing goes to court?
Yeah.
See, in 3 years' time, normally they could have won 2 Champions Leagues, 3 extra Premier Leagues and stuff. And you know, Arsenal will be kicking off, playing away in it. If Arsenal finish with within them, we're right close to it. Why didn't Arsenal? Why didn't Arsenal be saying? Why didn't it get dealt with now? Bit like what's happening with Everton with their their FFP thing ruling.
Totally agree. We'll see how loyal the fans are, and we'll see how loyal the players are.
Because I'm assuming if they get done for FFP, wouldn't that also mean that the owners could get banned from running football club?
I don't know about that.
Because don't they have to pass some sort of a bloody agility test or whatever it is? You know, if the capability test, sorry.
Due diligence.
Yeah, something like that. You know what I mean? Step me that dog out. Good boy. Moise has said and done too much now to stay, especially against us fans. David says it's the first time Leeds have kicked off on a Saturday at 3 o'clock for months and still televised. It's the first time it's been televised at 3 o'clock, apart from when we had COVID restraints. It is American football where they pick a team at the beginning of the season, like a school, and have the same amount of money to spend on players. It would level the playing field a bit more. Yeah, but I think the thing with FFP is how much money you bring in, how much income your club generates in it, to how much you're allowed to spend. So if you're a big club like Man United who are worldwide, they'll be able to spend more money than, I don't know, Leicester City.
Yeah, you've got to remember that the Premier League, the big clubs don't want anyone to upset the apple cart, do they? And neither do the Premier. They want the TV companies. They want the top 4 to be the top 4, or the top 6 to be the top 6.
Yeah,
that's like why they so objected to Newcastle's ownership. New ownership, they threw up all sorts to stop that happening, because they don't want them barging into their little space. You know, Man United's and Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. They want to keep it all that to themselves. So this year, it's not looking good, but they're not going to get the top 6 they want. But I bet if they can get the top 4 in the Champions League, that suits them, because it does get more views around the world. If you can keep Man United in the top 4, they are a massive club around the world. So if you can keep them in the Champions League, it means more money for everyone. So.
Amani says, yes, Stu, right and proper fitness to be in charge can be banned from 10 years to life. Man City are owned by a company, not an individual, though. Good luck finding the owner.
They're owned by an oil state.
Eamon says that they was talking about an agreement of any time, any place, and anywhere. So you will get games any time of the day, on any day, at any ground in said league, and that includes 3 o'clock Saturday kickoffs. Fair enough. The top 6 will try so hard to stop there being another Leicester.
Absolutely.
The owners are listed, so are the directors, no hiding from it. If City are found guilty, they should be stripped of all their trophies and made to pay back all the TV money. I don't think there will be. I think they might have the trophies stripped, but they won't be made to pay back TV. Money means higher wages. Higher wages means the best players like to see some of those top class managers winning titles, etc., with little money. I think wages have got a lot to say in it as well, haven't they? You know, Malcolm, the wages. You know, I think Leeds. I think Leeds is. I think we do pretty well with his wages, don't we, Mally? You know, we don't be extortionate.
No.
The owners of the holding company are listed. Shelley says, "You're right. It's horrible. It makes it so boring and spoils the beautiful game. Could a team like Leicester win the Premier League again? I don't think so." No. Neither do I, Shelley. Neither do I. I was working in the Arsenal control room a couple of weeks ago, and that's what they was discussing. The safety officer and another Arsenal rep. Very good, very good. I've caught up with chat, guys. I've caught up with chat. Does anyone want to add on? Well, I'm on a minute. There you go. Right. Luke Legend says that they will have a 2-year suspended transfer ban and stopped from going to the school trip to Walton Towers. I think they need to make an example of them, though, Mally. Don't the Man City? They need to make an example of them.
Oh, of course.
Everyone else, otherwise, everyone will be doing it.
They are.
I mean, look at Chelsea.
I think Chelsea's going to be in trouble in the next 5 years. I really do.
Look, Man City's argument will be, well, have a look at Barcelona. Have a look at PSG. Have a look at Real Madrid. They're all at it. All of them. They've just decided to go for Man City, and Man City have battered them away twice with all the lawyers they bring in. So I'm not sure for Man City to get done for anything. But believe me, there's no doubt that PSG have done it. No doubt. They couldn't have put that team together without breaking them rules. They couldn't have done.
Who is it that's doing Man City? Is it the Premier League or is it FIFA?
No, I think it was it the European governing body, I think. But I'll say, I think there's a lot more to be seen if you really wanted to look.
I thought it was Premier League, but I could be wrong.
You know
I don't know.
Do you know the Qataris who have put in? They've put in a bid on to buy Manchester United. These are the same group who own PSG. Now, according to the rulings, you cannot have 2 top flight clubs in any one competition, like the Europa League, Champions League. They're getting around it by passing it on to like family members, running it through their name and stuff. That's going to get around it. Yeah. Because the same owners who have put in his bid. I mean, apparently Jim Radcliffe has also said as well, though, to Glaziers, you let me own this club, you accept my bid, and you can stay as a non-executive board, a director sort of thing.
Yeah, but Radcliffe only wants a minority stake. The Qataris want full control.
So it depends on what the Glazers want, because I know the owners are wanting the Glazers to be 100% out. But it's down to the Glazers which offer the tech, isn't it?
All depends if they still want to be part of Man United projects or whether they're going to walk away with the $6 billion and thank you very much. We'll go retire on his yachts.
I think they've got a big ranch, haven't they, now in America, Kieran, the Glaziers. A right big, massive ranch. Huge.
Sure they have.
Yeah, they
Oh,
will.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Well, apparently, the Qataris put a bid in of 5 million. They want 6 billion. Now, with the amount of money the Glaziers took out of the Manchester United, club over since they've owned them, if the Glaziers were really that decent people, they'd accept the 5 billion pound bid and just walk away. They've probably took a
yeah, but they know. They know what Qatar just put on the World Cup, which cost them billions just to do it. Didn't care. That wasn't about earning money. That was just to put them on the map, to show the world what they can do. And they did it well, to be fair. They did it quite well. They built beautiful stadiums and had a good tournament. And now they want to venture into owning a big club. So an extra billion for them is no big deal. And Bowley, he might see that and go, no, we want the 6. And if he wants it and they really want it, they'll pay it. That's what the business people do, don't they?
They do. And they will have a 2-year suspended transfer ban and stopped from going to. I've read that one. Sorry, I just wondered if anyone else heard about the sanctions on Everton overspending the financial fair play. No. I think it's still it ain't gone to court properly yet, has it? Man City found guilty. They should get themselves same parachute, same punishment as Rangers, aka kicked out of the league and made to start from the competition from the Conference North again. Laugh out loud. The Everton thing, the Everton thing, US apparently being dealt with next season. Likely fine, possible point deduction. Yeah, 10 years from frozen season ticket prices that Leeds United get in the Premier League, and then the season ticket prices go up 2 seasons on the top, considering what money is involved in the Premier League. But what we'll say, David, is throughout that pandemic. City's biggest away days would be against Scarborough. We could all do with points. We could do with a points deduction now, Amani. Ours came through pretty quickly when we got relegated from the Championship and League One. But we went into administration, I believe, Shirley. I think that's the difference. Where they just overspent on players. Bad ownership. Amani would love to see that if they are found guilty. Made Eamon's laughing his head off. Has anyone got else want to say before we start wrapping this show up? Lee looks like he's ready to drop. TD5 looks like he's half knackered. And Mally just looks like he's smiled enough today and he needs to go.
Yeah.
Another. Here we go again. Another interesting weekend, isn't it? Of what results may be, it may not be. We do all the calculations again on Monday, Stu. That's what we do. We look at the results and hope that we're more so this weekend, more so that the other teams that we want to lose. That will be a bonus. If that all happens,
we'll see. Two streams in a day does to you.
I've had 3 today. I've done 3 today.
Yeah, we haven't.
David, we spent all our ticket money on John Kevin Augustine. God, that was another bad decision, wasn't it? Bad business decision. I know many called away days to Yeovil, etc. for me back then, Shelley. They will have a way out. They will have a way out. I remember getting spanked by Northampton at home, dismal. What score do you think? Right. Quickly go round house. I think we did this earlier on, but we'll go again.
We did.
Right, what score do you think you guys the score will be tomorrow in the Leeds game? Right, well, let's do the Leeds game and let's do the West Ham game. Right, Kieran, Mally, we'll go to you. The Leeds game, Leeds against Man City v Leeds, and then West Ham v Man United.
1-0 to Leeds and 2-1 to West Ham.
Same question to you, TD5.
3-1 to Man City, then 2-1 to Man United.
Kieran?
I think Man City will win 2-0, and you'll put up a good defensive performance. West Ham, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
Lily, Man City versus Leeds first.
Okay, Man City with probably 3-0 Leeds.
Right.
And
Man United, West Ham v Man United.
He's not as confident as what he was this morning. It was 4-0 this morning. 4-0 this morning.
Man United and West Ham. Probably 4-0 to Man United.
Oh, he's done it again, hasn't he? He's done it again. Sticking the boot in again. Every week I get this from Lee. It's outrageous.
So, right, I'm going to come up with a negative scoreline for Leeds and everyone will hate me. I think Man City I want to say 4-0. I just don't see a scoring past them.
What did you say this morning?
Man City win 3-0. Man City win 3-0. Which, considering what we've lost to the scores they can get, 3-0 won't be a bad result. And the West Ham and Man United, I think West Ham have got a great chance. But I'm going to sit on fence and I'm going to say 2-2. I think it'll be 2-2 for West Ham and Man United. I think you'll get that point you need.
I'm hoping. I think for me the favourite is a draw, but we'll see. I'll take a point.
I wish that you'd win. So when we play, you've got your feet on beach. Do you know what I mean?
3 points, it's all over, mate. We don't have to worry. I'm sure of that. 37 is not a problem. So it would be nice to do it now. We'll see.
Right, City will probably find a way to join Serie A. The big money is on Leeds 2-1. Glazers never put a penny of their own into Man United. It was all bank monies. They took millions out of Man United over the years in dividends. Now they're being greedy and wanting £6 million. I agree with that.
That's what they do. They're all greedy.
Man, if it's like you're going to West Ham are going to win 2-0.
Oh, thanks, Army. That's the start. That would be nice.
He thinks that Man United are going to win. Shelley says, Hart says Man City 1, Leeds 1. Head says Man City 5, Leeds 0. We don't know. We don't know what. With the thing is, Shelley, we don't know what Allardyce has got planned. We really don't. It's not like we've got a reference to go with.
Yeah, that's me, Shelley. That's me as well, Shelley. I think the 1-all's a favourite. Good. That might be worth a fiver, huh, mate? The 1-all.
Right, well, look, guys. TD5, thanks for joining us, mate. Kieran, thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated. Lee, you need to get yourself to bed, mate. You're out at house early in the morning to go to Leeds. Mally, thank you once again for joining. Much appreciated.
Welcome,
I've got TD5. Has my microphone dropped lately?
Yeah, it just did. It just did it then.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm going to have to have a look. I might have to get a new mic. Yes, so thank you for joining us, TD5. Much appreciated.
No problem.
Yeah, anyway, look, guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching this edition of Sable Team. I hope you've enjoyed it. Get 2-0 win on Kieran on Leeds on West Ham.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Thanks, Shelley. Love, thanks for joining us. And Eamon says, Man City 0, Leeds 0, West Ham 0, Man United 0. It will be a masterclass by Allardyce and Moyes.
Yeah.
Cheers, Charlie. Thank you, mate. Good show, all. Well, thank you very much for watching this edition of Sable Team. There's only one thing left to say. It's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye to me.
Have it.
Hey, damn it. Oh, yeah. 5-0 to bloody Man United. That's your habit, Lee.